Long and Winding Road. I love that, but I don't like the way McCartney sings here. There's just one, he goes, you leave me waiting here.
Well, he's always got that slightly affected...
But it sounds like Richard Burton or something, here.
Yeah.
But it's only one that does it, but I don't know why. I just think he likes it or wants to go back and change it. Maybe it's like... But having said that, you know, I'm not taking away from the Beatles, one of the best bands ever.
Well, yeah, good luck.
Brilliant songwriters. Yeah.
We've had a lot of emails, Carl. I don't want to sort of put a dampener on your Christmas, but a lot of people have been slagging off Lanzarote. One of them just said, well, one of them, I don't know if I can find it.
It is Canaria, isn't it? It's one of the Canaries, isn't it?
It's a volcanic island covered in volcanic dust. It's very windy, so you have to dig a hole to sit in on the beach, and there's hardly anything to do. That's from Mike Godham, and he says, unless you like quad biking, well, you know, you've seen what happened to...
no, don't go quad biking. No, with your little head, there's no protection at all, is there?
I don't know what you're thinking, I don't know.
At least Rick Mann and Ozzy had lots of hair. Yours you'd be like Humpty Dumpty, it would crack like a little egg. And then we'd seen, there's no kings or king's horses.
They couldn't do the job anyway.
No, we shouldn't really send them, they're not really qualified.
Horses not equipped to put back
a medical man like Neil Fox in.
Yes.
To mend
but not
eggs.
Some kind of military horse.
I bet he's had egg on his face a few times, hasn't he?
What, Foxy?
Yeah.
Most of the series are Pop Idol.
Right, Carl. Lanzarote. Good or bad?
Well, you got to give it a go, haven't you?
Yeah, well done.
Give everywhere a go.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. You know, don't just take the word for it. I mean, if it had said an Alanova, Lanzarote shit, he'd have believed it.
Sure.
You know, if he'd have overheard it in a pub, Lanzarote a crap, he'd have believed it. He'd have seen it on a website that was mainly concerned with monkeys and witches, he'd have believed it.
Yeah.
As it is.
Everybody raves about New York, and when I went there I thought it was rubbish.
Well, you're an idiot then, because that is possibly the greatest city in the world, along with London.
Subjective though. That's why they have holiday programmes and that, innit? So you see it and you decide for yourself and that. Yeah,
but you saw Venice on a holiday programme, as you put it. You went there and you went, it was rubbish, full of black bin liners.
Well, it is.
Right. Didn't they show them?
It stunk.
Didn't Judith Chalmers say that? Oh, it stinks here and there's loads of rubbish everywhere.
No, she didn't.
Did she mention that?
Oh, that's what I mean. So it depends what you want from holiday, doesn't it?
Well, yeah. But you're an idiot if you don't like New York, so next.
Anyway, come on, break up, guys. Kiss and make up.
No Blue Sky, The Thorns. That's beautiful, isn't it? On XFM 104.9. Carl, you're losing your rag a little bit. What's the matter?
Nothing, go on. See?
What's the matter? No, what's the matter,
I've got something to cheer him up. Someone's emailed in, Emma's emailed in, she said that, for those that know, those in the know, they referred to Lanzarote as Lanzagrote.
Brilliant.
He's a bit fed up. He's got 2 CDs for Christmas from a company that's he's been with for 6 years. He's a little bit grumpy about having to answer the phones. He wouldn't go and make Steve another cup of tea immediately.
Selfish.
Yeah. Carl, what are you thinking? Love to Tear Us Apart by Joy Division. Now, I can't put my finger on it, but that doesn't sound like the original. And it's off a compilation. It sounded a bit fast. I think the vocal was slightly different. If anyone can, you know, put me out of misery. I think it might be in a session of the time or something.
Carl, here's a little New Year resolution for you, another one. Maybe when we ask you to get a song, get the original single version.
I could be
and
wrong,
not some obscure session.
Yeah, it does seem different, doesn't it?
Very odd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we just remember it wrongly. But anyway, that's XFM for you. 104.9, I'm Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant. Carl Pilkington. Carl, you went to Lanzarote. People said don't go to Lanzarote. They told you it was Lanzagrote. They told you, were they right or wrong?
They were right, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's a bit ropey, yeah.
Is it? Why?
Just, out there. If it wasn't for the volcano they had, they'd been knackered.
That's their big draw, is it?
That's it, basically. That's all they've got going for them.
When you landed, was it really hot? Were you quite excited? You were thinking this is okay?
It was warm. It's, you know, we can't complain about the weather. The weather was alright.
Sure.
You know what I mean? That's what I went for, but it'd be nice if there just was something else.
Yeah.
What did you do all day then? Did you read your ritual book?
No, I didn't read that. I read that book. Do you know the book that I bought and all the chapters were messed up?
Oh, yeah.
I bought a better version of that.
Alright.
And I read that.
Excellent.
And then,
did it make more sense in order?
Yeah, a lot easier to follow.
Yeah.
And then we went and had a look at the volcanoes and that. They've got 36 of them to look at.
How many did you look at before you realised that you know, pretty much, you've seen one volcano, you've seen them all?
Probably about 6 or 7.
Really? And then when you got to the 8th, you thought, no, I know what this is going to be, Suzanne. This is going to be like a mountain with a hole in the top.
Yeah.
Really?
But it happened years ago as well. It's like, just keep a couple, fill the rest in, tidy it up.
Fill the rest in!
Yeah, no,
Well, getting some builders.
No, seriously though.
Okay, 4 million tons of concrete, please.
They're an absolute death trap.
Yeah, what? Yeah. What do you mean, fill them in? Do you know what a volcano is?
It's just a hole, isn't it? That's happened.
Well, it's more than the
happened back
hole. It's
in-
more a portal to the magma in the centre of the Earth.
Back in 1730 it happened, and they still haven't sorted it out.
Well, when you say it happened, volcanoes were made a lot longer ago than
No,
1730.
but the one that did Lanzarote in.
Right.
Sort it out.
What do you suggest? How
tidy
can they
it up.
fill it in? It's joined. It's all joined.
No, but what I'm
And
saying
the,
is, it was
the
a-
big
it was-
plates of the Earth are all joined.
It
All
was
the
a disaster,
magma's
wasn't it?
joined.
With the trade centre thing, that happened. They cleaned it up, sorted it out, they've moved on. That's what I'm saying. Whereas Lanzarote have just gone, leave it. It happened back in 1730.
You misunderstand me. How, in the name of God, can you fill in a volcano? You ignorant twit.
No, but it's not just the holes. They've actually left the lava everywhere. That's what I mean. It's not just the big holes. There's lava everywhere.
But it's molten rock. They can't just pick it up like they're like a carpet.
Put it in the holes. The holes are there ready. Just push it all in. That's what I'm saying.
What exactly is there then? Is it just a kind of moon-like kind of surround with just kind of dust and rock?
That's exactly. You see, I was there when the Mars thing all went wrong.
Yeah.
I would have just sent a camera crew there, filmed a bit of that, right, and say, here we are. This is it. Ignore the little coffee shop in the background. Right? This is Mars, because that's where it's like just loads of dust.
Yeah.
Holes everywhere. Tidy it up.
Little round-headed aliens complaining.
yeah.
It's just like Mars.
Yeah.
So,
So, is there any? What's the best bit about the holiday? Come on, pretend you're Judith Chalmers.
I have been doing. I would have done all. I would have said that. Don't bother.
Right.
I mean, the hotel was good.
Yeah.
That was all right.
What was that like?
It's all right. Just clean. That's all you want, isn't it?
See, that's not quite what Judith Chalmers does. She doesn't go, "What's the hotel like?" All right, yeah, clean, innit? All right. But what was it like? Was it what was it? 3-star, 4-star? Did it have a swimming pool? What was the
Yeah,
room
I
like?
had a swimming pool and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. If, I think it was one of the better ones on the island.
Okay.
Nightlife? Clubs?
Wasn't really. And there was a bar. There was some bands playing.
Yeah.
Not very good. Food got a bit boring.
Yeah.
It was always the same food every night, but they sort of themed it and made out as if it was different. So, like, on Mexican night, it'd be chicken with a nacho on it,
Right.
Right.
and Chinese night, sort of chicken with a little prawn cracker on it and stuff.
Sure.
But that got a bit boring.
That's me just turning on my phone because I want to read to you a text
Right.
that I got from Carl. I think you sort of sum up the holiday in this text, don't you? Do you remember it?
Can't remember.
Let's have a look. Let's have a little look. Let's go
Instantly,
to
what did Suzanne, your girlfriend, make of it? Similar view to you, that they should fill in the holes?
Yeah, it's just that thing, you see, I went on a coach trip, right? And you go and see the volcanoes. Like I say, there's 36 of them.
Yeah.
Which, how many do you need? And when we're on the coach going round all these volcanoes, the fella on the front's going and look out your left window at the moment, and there's a volcano. And if you quickly look out of the right-hand side there's another one.
Right.
And on the left, it's just like, all right, we've seen it.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that trip, I mean, we'll talk about that trip in a bit.
Right, this is the text I got from Carl, right? Alright. Been up to a volcano. Been in some dead artist's house who built his house in the lava. They said they would show me science with volcanoes, but all they did was chuck some water in a hole and it shot up in the air. No dwarves in the canteen, no scousers here, but there is a Swede woman with a big head. She looks effing gormless with a cap on. Alright? So a little reference there to...
A Swede woman?
What's that mean? Do you mean Swedish?
Yeah.
or she looked like a vegetable.
No, the Swedish woman. But they've all got sort of quite big bill, aren't they?
And I sent him a text. Oh well, it's just good to be on holiday because I'm working. He sent back. So am I. Just been watching Sky News. There is a school for monkeys who want to get a band together.
Is that monkey news for later?
Oh My Corazon by Tim Burgess. I can't get enough of that. I love that chorus. On XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant and Little Carl Pilkington. But it was a nice holiday.
Yeah, it's alright. It's just, I went there to relax and that.
Exactly.
Did a little bit of that. Trying to think of some new, features and stuff.
Sure, always working. 3 holidays a year, Jesus.
Oh, not really 3, not 2.
It's all one big sort of like work thing to me and Steve.
2 holidays, isn't it? Work hard, you need the holidays. So, yeah, the things that annoyed me was like, you get bored, sat around the pool after a couple of days. I'd read my book.
Yeah.
There wasn't much going on the...
Not even any crabs to throw sand at, was
there?
there?
No crabs or anything, they wouldn't bother with Lanzarote, right? So, decided to go on a little trip. That's when I saw the volcanoes and that, 36 of them. So, we go on the trip, and the thing that annoys me, it does happen every holiday that you go on. If you go on a sort of a package thing, you have these trips, right? And you pay about 40 odd quid, and they give you some wine to sort of make it feel like you're getting your money's worth. But
how many of these trips have you been on then? Loads.
Probably about 12.
More holidays than I've had. Go on.
Yeah, so anyway, so you're on the coach, right? And they take you for the volcanoes. They took us in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Right. There's nothing else round there.
Sure.
It's like I say, it's like Mars, but with holes in the ground.
Yeah.
Right. And they sort of drop you off, and they go, right, everybody, see you back here in an hour. There's loads of volcanoes for you to look at, and a coffee shop over there. And you know for a fact, right, you don't need an hour there. You could just say, well, just keep the engine running, because I'll have a look in this hole, we'll get back on, give us 5 minutes. Right? Don't need an hour.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you know that they've got something going
It's a
with
backhander, definitely.
What, with the coffee shop?
Definitely, yeah. They go there. And they get everyone to have an ice cream and a coffee, and they sit down and have a fag talking to the bloke. Yeah, and it's like, cousin. Yeah.
How much was the coffee? Was it
probably about €3 each euro, so I think it was $3.50.
Sure. Yeah,
which is, I don't know, that's about £2.5 in
yeah, they stitched you up. Well, I remember we were on as a family trip to France once. We went to Paris. We got a coach coming back from Paris to one of the ferries, one of the ports, Calais or wherever it was. Coach trip. It was quite a long coach trip. And at one point we were thinking, we're on the motorway, this is fine, we're making good progress. Suddenly we came off the motorway. We must have gone like 40 minutes out of our way, end up in this street, completely empty, little French town. And it's pulled up outside this, what appears to be a restaurant, and a guy jumps on, dressed like a Butlins redcoat. He's French, but he's putting on a kind of English accent. He goes, hello, oh, thank you very much, top of the morning, good morning, hello. Come in, we've got food, drink, go upstairs, we've got rooms if you want to have a rest, or play around. No, it's up to you. And we all had to funnel off this thing into this restaurant, and this one family went, well, we don't want to go in the restaurant, we brought sandwiches, we just want to get to the port, we're not interested. And they said, well, you've got to come in the restaurant. They went, we don't want to come in the restaurant. So the guy said, well, I'll have to lock you in the coach. So this family were locked in the coach while we all traipsed off in, and I could just look, but I looked back and just saw this little kid with his face pressed up against the glass. Take me with you. I want to go in the restaurant. They were just stuck in there, absolutely livid, as you would be.
But that's definitely a backhander.
But we went inside, and it was extraordinary, because initially you had to pass through a souvenir shop to get into the restaurant.
Perfect.
And it was catered entirely to English tourists. So there was like pictures of the Queen and Prince Charles on the wall. It was done out in a kind of mock Tudor style. It's absolutely extraordinary. I mean, it was so bizarre because it was so out of the way. Did that come before the coach sort of scam, or did the coach guy, he knows it? Is it a brother of his? I don't know how those things come about. But
yeah, is
that going on in this country?
Yeah,
with French and German tourists.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Is it?
Yeah, they say. I'm sure people say, look, if you bring 30 people to this restaurant, I'll see you all right. It would, wouldn't it? If, you know, you got your favourites. Because you don't have to, though. The coach driver's pretty much God on those things. Because those people don't know where they're going anyway.
Yeah, but at least here, there's other stuff around. You don't really get that in the middle of nowhere situation in this
Well,
country.
not really. Not if you're going from London to Manchester. You could stop off anywhere. They don't know where they are. You know, there's places with nothing to do or see. It's that those attractions. There's loads of them in America, but there's a few here, like, you know, Sheep World, and you know, you go out to Gloucester and there's a town. It's got the biggest cotton reel in the world, and that's it. It's a tourist shop, a big cotton reel, and some bloke at the gate going, "It's £1 to see it." There it is. All right.
I went to I know it's quite a big. I went to a Shire Horse Centre once.
Yeah.
But when did Shire horses become so popular that they got their own theme parks?
Well, I think there's a museum for everything.
Yeah, possibly so.
I mean, I don't think you could think of somewhere that didn't have a museum somewhere in Britain, because obviously museums start off sometimes by fans.
But did people keep coming around and going, "I hear you got a Shire horse. I'd love to see it."
Yeah.
Well, I can't. People coming all the time to see my Shire
You
horse.
should get another one, because I'd pay double for
I
it.
pay good money to see your Shire horse.
Yeah.
Shire horses.
I know.
Have you seen them? They don't do anything. They're not like monkeys.
No, they're
Just
not like
grand,
monkeys,
elegant
no.
creatures. But you look at them in a picture or look at them in real life, pretty much the same thing. They're not doing anything.
If they could train a Shire horse to swing on a rope and masturbate,
Exactly.
I'd pay double.
You pay good money.
I'd pay double for that.
Yeah.
There's a museum in Italy when we went there a couple of years back. Suzanne had like one of those little guide things. Museum there just for spaghetti.
Yeah.
I mean, open a restaurant.
Yeah.
You know what I
Was it
mean?
interesting spaghetti? Spaghetti in different shapes?
Don't know, I didn't go. I went to see a big hole in the ground.
Sure.
Can't get enough of them.
Well, but out of 10 then, what would you give it out of 10? All in all, food, location,
Right.
relaxation, you know, enjoyment.
Yeah, that's 6.
Okay, brilliant.
6, yeah.
Next week, where are you going next week? You're not on holiday next week.
Going
Cool.
away with Suzanne's mum and dad again.
5 holidays.
Can ropes
Play a
into that.
record. You've got to put some work in. You're in your 30s now. You've got to knuckle down.